Donnelly, Labor member for the Legislative Council. Mr Scott Morrison, Liberal Federal Member for Cook and Shadow Minister for Immigration and Citizenship. Now, I believe Mr Morrison is on his way from Canberra. He's coming out especially to address us, so he might be running a little bit late. Mr Craig Kelly, Liberal Federal Member for Hughes. Thank you. Mr Peter Madden, representing the Christian Democratic Party and very kindly being our sound guy over here. Thank you. I'd also like to thank the Honourable Philip Ruddock. He's not actually here today. He's Liberal member, Federal Member for Berowra. He unfortunately was not able to join us, but he has left a statement which I'll read later. Reverend Father Antoine Tarabai, Rector of St Charbel's Church, Monastery and College, thank you for joining us today. And Mr David, Vice President of the Universal Assyrian Alliance. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here to honour the martyrs who were killed in the latest of what has been a long string of blatant attacks against Coptic Christians in Egypt. As you all know, on the 7th of May, 2 Coptic churches were burnt to the ground and hundreds of Coptic-owned homes and businesses were destroyed in an attack that was perpetrated by Islamic extremists in Mbaba. 15 people were killed and over 230 were injured. Just yesterday, I've heard word that the Salafis encircled a church in Cairo's Ain Shams, a district in the district of Ain Shams, soon after a church had just been opened and prevented cops from entering their church. 9 youths were arrested, some of them have exams, university exams that they can't attend, simply for trying to protect their church and get into their church. There's also been an alarming increase in the incidences of abduction, forcible conversion and rape of young Coptic girls, women and their children in some cases. But what really is a slap in the face in all this is the current government's obvious complicity in failing to protect the most vulnerable of its citizens, its Coptic Christians. All too often, the authorities intervene when it's too late, and they respond by the interrogation, investigation, and imprisonment of Christians rather than their attackers, the perpetrators. This is despite the fact that in most cases, it's the Christians who are acting in self-defence and trying to protect themselves, their homes, and their businesses. As you all know, since the Egyptian Revolution, Egypt is in a critical transitional phase. Muslims and Christians alike took to the streets in Tahrir Square, hand in hand, fighting against Mubarak's brutal regime. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, it now seems that the revolution has been hijacked by a small number of these extremist Muslims, known as the Salafis and the Wahhabis. And what's even worse is that it seems the military is letting them. As the country continues to try to rebuild its economy and its reputation, it's shameful to think of what these extremists are doing to the national foreign investment and national tourism, the livelihood of Egypt. Egypt is the cradle of civilization. In Isaiah 19 it says, "The Lord will bless them, saying, 'Blessed be Egypt, my people.'" But ladies and gentlemen, extremism is destroying our beloved Egypt. Now here in Australia, we are privileged to enjoy the freedom to worship without fear of threat or harm or intimidation. Australia has a responsibility to stand up and be a voice for the voiceless, who cannot let these atrocities go out without being condemned on the international political arena. We'll continue with the proceedings. Please stand for the national anthem, and I'll invite Marisa again to the stage. My apologies.
وكما علمنا قداسة البابا قديس القرن العشرين والذي نريد من الرب يسوع المسيح أن يديم أزمنة خدمته إلى أزمنة مديدة عديدة، أن مصر وطن يعيش فينا وليس وطن نعيش فيه.